Having seated a quorum, we'll call this meeting to order. This is a meeting of the House Budget and Fiscal Affairs Committee. We have two items on the agenda today. Chairman Earhart's proposition will be up for a vote. Since Chairman Earhart is not able to attend, and he made that point, I don't think we had any questions. I am going to go, if there's no objection, and reverse the order in the agenda to allow Representative Atwood to present his bill and move on down the road. This will be a hearing only on HB 851. Representative Atwood. Well, I want you to be wherever you want to be, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the committee. This is actually a bill to audit myself. I'm sorry. This is actually a bill to audit myself. I serve on a law library. And the state of Georgia has law libraries that we pay for with numerous fees, many fees of various kinds, coming from pleadings by lawyers and others, coming from Superior Court and State Court and, municipal courts and magistrates courts and all those. And they're meant to have a law library for citizens. And what has happened over the years is there are still a few counties, I've been told, that have fixed books, hardbound books, which are much more expensive. Most have gone to providing computers with Westlaw and that sort of thing, but the fees are still piling up. In my county, last I checked in 2015, we had around $245,000 in our law library fund, and it can be spent on various things, but the law is very specific as to what those items can be, what you can do with them. You can buy things for the courts, you can do other things in addition to providing books, but there was nothing in the law that we could find that provided a requirement to do an audit. So what I'm asking for, and you do have a committee substitute that I'm working off, LC 410709S. And so we're asking that annually an audit be provided by either a CPA, or if the county already has an auditor or some type of, the governing authority has employed an internal auditor or a county accountant, you can certainly use that, and it's much cheaper. And I have Ms. Deborah Nesbitt with the ACCG. We have their support. We have the support of the Superior Court clerks. There are no state dollars involved. To my knowledge, there are only the fees that are collected in each county, which goes to the law library. And that's essentially it, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Representative. Are the questions of the committee of the author before we take any comments from those that wish to opine on this? Yes, sir.
Thank you, Representative Atwood. Just out of curiosity, you mentioned $200,000. Is that Glenn County?
That's just Glenn County. McIntosh, I called the former county attorney up there. I want to say they had like $75,000, but I've talked to the Superior Court clerks. They say it would vary according to how many pleadings one would have, and we're not looking to cut the fees or anything like that, only to provide an accounting so that and there's a lot you can do with these fees other than to buy things. You can actually return the funds pursuant to statute back to the county coffers itself. So we want to be sure the money's being spent according to law and that it's accounted for.
Thank you.
Are there further questions? I wasn't going to go there, but since you did, you said there were a lot that could be done with these fees. Is there too much?
There are some things that can be done with these fees.
I'm just kidding. And since you said it wasn't any state money, it's just fees that we charge lawyers, and I don't see a lot of lawyers on this committee. Does anybody wish to, before we hear this bill the second time, wish to increase the fees on the attorneys?
Well, before you do, Mr.
I'm
Chairman,
generally not for increasing fees. No, I'm joking with you.
These would be citizens, though. We would, if it was lawyers, maybe so, just them. But
well, we wouldn't charge.
And I am one, so.
Mr. Chairman, we wouldn't charge the citizens for the use of the library. We just charge the lawyers for. No, I'm joking. Of course, you've done a great job presenting the bill. Are there any further questions for the author of the bill? No, well, we're not going to vote on it today. We're going to hold it over for one thing by just by our normal standing rules. Sure. We'll get it out for him next Wednesday and make sure anything comes about, because we do have a substitute you've seen for the first time today. Is there anybody who wishes to speak to the measure? I do have a question for you, Ms. Nesbitt, if you don't mind.
Certainly.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Not that we don't all love it. Thank you. Not that we,
It's a friendly question.
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It's a friendly question. How the answer will be, I'm not sure. No, serious question is, the gentleman mentioned, some of these have monies left over. I don't want this, I guess, by legislative intent, to turn into a place where we're just transferring money from the law library to the county for performing the audit. And I know you have three different choices you can go if you don't get a good deal with the county, but I think I would represent the committee here as we're not trying to provide the counties another revenue source from this.
No.
We would hope you would work with your folks and do it for as good a price as you can.
I don't see anything changing about the way the funds are used. Very, very, very little is turned back over to the county. They can do it for indigent defense, and it's at the discretion of the law library board.
I guess what I was just saying, since y'all have auditors and stuff, and I know some of the counties are small, but in the larger counties where there would be, you would think there would be the most money, I would sort of hope the county would do this. I mean, it can't be a lot to offer. I would sort of hope the county would do this almost without taking money out of the
I would think
library
they would
fund.
probably just make it
that would be
part of
my
their
wish,
regular-
so that the money could stay in there to continue to provide electronic or hard copy books for our citizens to use.
I think most of them are using the county auditor now, and they're not being charged.
Right. That's just what my hope would be. And so
Okay.
I thank you very much. Any questions
you.
for Ms. Nesbitt? Thank you. That was pretty friendly.
Yeah, that was.
Pretty good.
Thank
We'll do
you.
that again sometime. Representative, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
No, nothing, Mr.
Okay, I don't think we have any questions, and so we will, barring something that comes up in conflict, we'll get you out next Wednesday. If there's no questions, we'll move on to HB 745. This was a measure brought to us. I'm sorry, that was HB 745. We'll move on to HB 851. No, I'm backwards here again. Sometimes I'm get things backwards, and other times dyslexic. I really do look at them upside down. We are moving on to HB 745 by Representative Earhart. This is LC 400990. Chairman Earhart could not be here. He made the committee aware of that, but I wanted this to stand with the committee for a week in case there were any questions. The simple changes is to extend this from June 2030. June. I'm having a rough afternoon, guys. June 30th, 2016, 5 years hence to June 30th, 2021. And there are some places, I think, where we're dealing with the July 1st. There may have been a July 1st date in there. But basically, we're extending it 5 years. Is there any questions? I know we've had some folks, both from the technical college system and the university system. Do you have anything you would like to add? Mr. Johnson, did you have anything specifically you wanted to add? I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson. Chairman Earhart said he was going to bring us some stuff, and it turns out that Chairman Earhart was just playing a bit of a joke on our new assistant commissioner. We appreciate him and all of them being here. If there are no questions, we are in a posture. The chair would entertain a motion on the measure HB 745 LC 400990. What's the pleasure of the committee relative to this item? I have a motion. The item do pass. Is there a second? I have a motion and a second. This item do pass. Is any discussion on the motion? Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed, no. Item moves forward with a do pass recommendation. We had no other items on the agenda. We will have next week Representative Atwood. We may have our constitutional amendment that we heard last year at that time, and we may have a speaker at that time. If there's no further business, does anyone in the audience have anything they would like to share with the committee this afternoon? If not, we thank everybody for their attendance. Thank the University System Technical College and the counties for being here. If there's no objection, we'll stand adjourned. Hearing no objection, without objection, we are adjourned.